Conferences of the 23rd November 1939 and 5th November 1937. It will perhaps be useful to deal first of all with the meeting of the 23rd November 1939, when Hitler called his supreme commanders together. A record was made of what was said by one of those present. At that date, of the meeting, Austria and Czechoslovakia had been incorporated into the German Reich, Poland had been conquered by the German armies, and the war with Great Britain and France was still in its static phase. The moment was opportune for a review of past events. Hitler informed the commanders that the purpose of the conference was to give them an idea of the world of his thoughts, and to tell them his decision. He thereupon reviewed his political task since 1919 and referred to the secession of Germany from the League of Nations, the denunciation of the disarmament conference, the order for the rearmament, the introduction of compulsory armed service, the occupation of the Rhineland and the seizure of Austria, and the action against Czechoslovakia. He stated, 1 year later Austria came. This step was also considered doubtful. It brought about a considerable reinforcement of the Reich. The next step was Bohemia, Moravia, and Poland. This step was not possible to accomplish in one campaign. First of all, the western fortification had to be finished. It was not possible to reach the goal in one effort. It was clear to me from the first moment that I could not be satisfied with the Sudeten German territory. That was only a partial solution. The decision to march into Bohemia was made. Then followed the erection of the Protectorate, and with that the basis for the action against Poland was laid. But I wasn't quite clear at that time whether I should start first against the East and then at the West or vice versa. Basically, I did not organize the armed forces in order not to strike. The decision to strike was always in me. Earlier or later, I wanted to solve the problem. Under pressure, it was decided that the East was to be attacked first. This addressed reviewing past events and reaffirming the aggressive intentions present from the beginning, puts beyond any question of doubt the character of the actions against Austria and Czechoslovakia and the war against Poland. For they had all been accomplished according to plan, and the nature of that plan must now be examined in a little more detail. At the meeting of the 23rd November 1939, Hitler looked back to things accomplished. At the earlier meetings now to be considered, he was looking forward and revealing his plans to his confederates. The comparison is instructive. The meeting held at the Reich Chancellery in Berlin on the 5th November 1937 was attended by Lieutenant Colonel Hoschbach, Hitler's personal adjutant, who compiled a long note of the proceedings, which he dated the 10th November 1937 and signed. The persons present were Hitler and the defendants Göring, von Neurath and Raeder, and the capacities as Commander-in-Chief of the Luftwaffe, Reich Foreign Minister, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Navy, respectively. German von Blumberg, Minister of War, and General von Fritsch, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Army. Hitler began by saying that the subject of the conference was of such high importance that in other states it would have taken place before the cabinet. He went on to say that the subject matter of his speech was the result of his detailed deliberations and of experience during the 4.5 years.